Yay! You guys are doing great. Now we're going to talk about contour and what contour does. And before we do that, I'm going to do a little bit more to this coffee cup than what we had done before. So I'm going to duplicate the actual piece that we were using. And I'm going to maybe put a piece right there on the inside of the card, but I want it to show through on the outside of the card as well. Okay, and let's just say that I put it here, and let me just detach because we can't have anything attached and nothing grouped, and I'm just going to select those two and slice. Okay, and so now I have that. So when it folds in half, you'll be able to see the, let me bring this to the front. You'll be able to see the liquid in the cup right there at the front. But let's say that I accidentally sliced this incorrectly and I want to correct it. I've gotten rid of all of this and I've reattached it, and then I make it and do my test cut. And I like to do test cuts on copy paper before I cut my material to see if it's going to work. And let's just say that this rim was just not quite deep enough for me, so that when I folded it in half, it just didn't show well. So how do I fix that? Because I've saved, because right now I can undo, but I've saved and I've exited the project, and now I've come back to it. Now I have no way to undo my steps, so I cannot undo that weld. No matter what I do, I can't get there and undo it. How do I fix that? Simple. Your contour tool. And for some reason it's not lit up, but we're going to duplicate. Maybe I'm just running slow again. Sorry guys, I had to switch over to the classic canvas. I was just having too many issues with the regular canvas. I mean the new canvas. So I can't undo. There's nothing that I can undo here. There's no way for me to go and undo that weld. So what I'm going to do is select my image and go to contour. And now I can take that out and I can duplicate my insert piece again, and then say, okay, that I'm just going to move it slightly up from where I had it. I'm going to select it, and now I'm going to slice again. So now I don't have, it's not as thick up there as it was, and that may work for me. I've got all my adjustments. I'm going to add my score line back. I'm going to get rid of my slice pieces and send that to the back. We're going to line that up center. And then we're just going to attach. And now I have my coffee mug. Let me change my colors. Let's just make that white. And then I'll make this a brown color just for fun, so you can see what it looks like when it is folded over. So super fun, super easy, super simple. And if you want to go even a step further, you can duplicate this, or you can find a line in Design Space. And I'm just going to slice, oops, before I do that, I'm going to duplicate and have one that I didn't mess up. I'm going to select these two and slice it. And again, I'm going to use my contour. Well, I don't need my contour here. It's already in two pieces. If it was connected and you wanted to, like on one side just connected, then you could contour out one of those lines. If it's welded together and they don't touch. If the lines touch, then you can't contour it out. So that would be right. If these came in like this and were welded, you could take one of the lines out. If you didn't want that upper line, just the lower, you could take it out and give yourself a little bit of a rim for the outside. And then you could change that to draw. And then your cup would look something like that when you folded it over. That would be your front piece, okay? Because you would actually glue this over here. So I would actually, if I'm going to draw on it, you would actually need to flip that horizontally and then draw on this side so that when you fold it over, there you go. Now I got it. So now when this folds over, you're going to fold it in half here. This will be to the right and be the front, and then this will go on the inside. We can't put it here. We can just put it here for looks, but it will actually glue to the back there so that when this is folded in half, it will show. So lots of fun little tips for you on that. Another way to use contour. Let's say that you've done some word art. Let's go in and get some word art. I know, intricate. Well, we can use one of these. Let's see. I want something with a couple of words in it, not too many. Well, let's do this. I think that one will do it. And this one. We'll get these two. Okay, so you have some word files that you did. And this one is ungroup. That one is not a good image. I didn't think it was because it's already connected, but this one is. So you can see that this is all one layer. There's nothing to ungroup. There's nothing to detach. We can't, attach doesn't show up unless you've got something attached, so you won't see detached. Nothing I can do, but contour is there. So if I wanted that to just say how sweet for maybe a baby shower card, then I can go in there and I can remove those other two lines. And you can do that with your text that you have welded as well. You can go in and you can change and move it out. Now I can't change the word, the O and the W, because they are connected. But I can take out the center of the O if you want to do that for whatever reason and maybe put a picture there or change it into a balloon. There are just several things that you can do with that. What your contour is basically doing, and I'm just going to blow this up, when you use that contour, this outside of this T and the outside of all of this, those are outside cut lines. This inside the E is an inside cut line, okay? So you can go in and you can remove either the outside cut line and have the insides left, or you can go in and you can remove the inside cut line and have the outside left. You cannot remove the inside and the outside, okay? This is normal. And so let's see what happens if we remove the inside and the outside. Now it has nothing there. When you remove inside cut lines and outside cut lines, you're doing the same thing as delete. Okay? So, little fun tips for your text and contour. Another way you can use contour, and I do have a video on this, so I'm just going to touch on it. We're not going to go into detail. I have a full video on how to do it. But let's go in and get an image of poo. And I have used the same image in the other video. Right here. This is a coloring page I uploaded, but I'm going to use the Cricut one too. So I have this coloring page, but I want to do maybe a t-shirt with poo on there, but I want some layered vinyl to go inside the cut lines. So what I'm going to do here, and this one you can see came in as a print and cut. The first thing I need to do is change that one from fill to no fill, and it's going to turn gray, and that's okay. Just going to make it black so I can see it. And now I've changed it to cut. So it's a cut over here as well. So now I have my Winnie the Pooh, and I'm just going to use the Cricut one. This is one I uploaded. Remember, you have to see the grid behind it. This was a coloring page and I cleaned it up. We're going to get into that in just a moment on the next video on uploading. So here's my image and I want to duplicate it. And now I want to go into contour, and what I'm going to do here is I am going to hide this outside right here. Oop, I'm on the, yeah, there we go. And now you see what I have. I've removed all the outside cut lines. This is going to be my outline, and I'm just going to duplicate this a couple of times, and I'm going to hide a couple. And now I want to go in and I want to contour out everything that I don't want to be red. I want that to be black. I'm just going to click on the pieces. That's part of his shirt. I want to make it red. We're just going to go in and take all of those out. And you can click on them here. You can hide all contours and just bring it back, whatever's easiest for you. But you want to go in and remove them all, or you can click on them over here. So now I'm going to go take a look at it. Oops, I missed a piece. So I'm going to go back and contour, get that piece of his ear. And now I can make this red. Okay? So now I have this inset that I can put in there when I do my iron-on, and it's not all stacked up. Okay? So I have that piece in there, and now I want to go in. I'll just go ahead and do the whole thing. This one's pretty quick. And I'm going to contour again. This time I am going to remove all of the shirt pieces. Okay? So I'm going to get rid of all of those shirt pieces. And I'm going to come and take a look at it. And all of that should be brown. So I'm going to change it. And in the real world, I would go get the actual Winnie the Pooh color. And now I can slide that right in. And now I have a colored image of that. Now this particular one does have one right here already done. We'll bring him in and you can see we have this one that's already done and it's already layered out right here. We just did the same thing with just an outline. So if you have a coloring page that you found, that's another way that you can use contour to do that. However, you want to make sure that you use a good image that's not pixelated, and we'll get into that more later. So that is going to conclude contour, and remember that is something that removes your inside or outside cut lines. You can't remove all of them because that's just deleting. All right, and if anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. Leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, and we're going to go and start talking about doing some uploading.